Good evening, and welcome to Sweet Blessings, the Anna L. Brothers Show and Podcast. I'm Anna. I'm your host. I'm, a retired school teacher, an author, an educational consultant, a jury consultant, and also a health consultant and a certified cake instructor. Wow. So I bring to you a wealth of knowledge and experience through our conversation. Each Wednesday I try to delve into episodes that, and topics that will enrich our lives, whether they're from educational to personal development or health and wellness. And of course, we cannot forget about the art of jury. One of my favorite things, okay? So I do this by providing workshops and providing knowledge and guest speakers. So join me as we explore inspiring stories and expert insights and practical advice to help us live a blessed and fulfilling lifestyle. So I'm going to say thank you again for tuning in to Sweet Blessings, where every conversation is a treasure. So come on, let's get started. So we're going to take a brief commercial, and we're doing this educational series. So we're going to take this brief commercial, and then we're going to come back and we're going to kind of delve into the lasting impact of an educator. It even sounds powerful, doesn't it? All right, we'll be right back.
Yeah. Hey. Oh. Yeah. Hey.
Hello, and welcome back to Sweet Blessings, the Anna L. Brothers Show and Podcast, where we inspire, we encourage, and we also empower you to live a fulfilling and blessed lifestyle. So today, let me bring up my presentation quickly. We're going to get right into the topics, you all. So I want to bring this up, the lasting impact of an educator. And as you all know, I am an educator, a retired educator at that. And even though I've been doing this podcast for maybe 5 years, I've never really got into the business of the educator, my field. I'm going to stop a little bit. We had quite a few comments to come in while I was on commercial, and I don't want to leave anyone out. We had, I can't, forgive me if I don't pronounce your names, but we had greetings from Mexico, and they're saying, what a lovely smile you have. Thank you so much for that. And we also have this person who is saying hello, these names, and then this one says, I love your streams. Isn't that wonderful? Thank you so much for all that encouragement, because that encouraged me. And that's is basically what this presentation is about this evening. But I do want to say that how educators shape lives and influences futures and create legacies that extends far, okay, beyond the classroom, y'all. Did you know that? Long after lesson plans are forgotten and classrooms change, the influence of a caring educator continues to live on in the hearts, confidence, and dreams of their students. And that is true. I'm not even going to tell you how old I am, but I'm assuming you know I'm retired. I can still remember those teachers who were caring to me. I can actually remember their names. And I know that some of you can do the same thing. I'm sure of it. You, each of us have had teachers or someone in our life that has touched us or encouraged us along the way. And that's what this is what this is all about. So we're going to take another commercial, and then when I come back, we're going to delve right into this topic. All right, we are back. Let me bring my thing. Let me come. I'm having some technical difficulties here. And you know what? I'm still kind of suffering from that little sinus drip. You know what I'm saying? You know how you have that sinus drip? I'm still suffering from that a little bit. I'm still sounding a little nasal, but I do know that I will get over it. So I do want to say, welcome to Sweet Blessings, the Anna L. Brother Show and Podcast, where we inspire, encourage, and empower people to live a blessed and fulfilling lifestyle. I'm your host, Anna L. Brothers, and today we're going to continue our Educators Encouragement Series. In previous episodes, we explored why joyful educators matter, how educators can sustain their passion, the power of encouragement, and why community is essential for educators. So today we're going to focus on something that often goes unnoticed in the day-to-day work of teaching, the lasting impact educators have on the lives of their students. Each lesson taught, every encouraging word spoken, and every moment of pleasure shown helps shape the future of a child. And that impact can last a lifetime. Let's take another commercial after that. That was powerful, y'all. Really, 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 really powerful. Just a short commercial. You know, I have some sponsors here out there. I have to get in. Believe it or not. All right, we are back, and thank you for tuning in this evening. I am Anna. I am your host, and we're continuing the Educators series. And so now I want to talk about some main teaching points, okay? So let me move on here. And remember, educators shape confidence. Many students remember the teacher who first believed in them and encourage them to reach their potential. Isn't that what I just said? I'm telling you, and I'm not on age. Oh, but I still remember, and it's more than one. I'm gonna say that I was fortunate. I did have more than one teacher who believed in me. Um, and then the next thing is educators inspire dreams. Teachers often introduce students to new ideas and possibilities and career paths they may never consider. Now, I've talked about this, about an educator, but we're all educators. I don't care whether you're a parent, whether you have, and I've gotten into this, the different types of educators, early childhood educators, because we have those people who have home daycares, we have the regular daycares, we have the Montessori. I'm telling you all, there are so many different things, and all of those people um, inspire dreams. That's what you want. You want someone to inspire a dream. You don't want nobody to say, you can't do that. No, don't do that. You want somebody to say, to encourage you. Because believe it or not, you already probably have self-doubts. Okay? So when that person gives you that encouragement, it really helps you. And we all need help along the way, you all. We all need help along the way. Just keep that in mind as we uh, as we move on. And then the next thing is an educator builds character. Sometimes that's the only way a person gets character, through the educator. Now, parents are supposed to, and some parents, I'm going to say parents, build character too. But character is like your morals. What's right? What's wrong? What are your responsibilities? Okay. Kindness, perseverance. So, through guidance and example, educators help students develop responsibility, kindness, and perseverance. Educators also influence generations. I'm going to say that one again. Educators influence generations. The lessons learned from a great teacher often carries forward as the student grows, learns, and influences others. Now, I'm going to give you a good example. This just happened to me this week, you all. I have a granddaughter, and my granddaughter is in college, and she has some things that she got to do, and so she called and thanked me for teaching her how to sew. So when I tell you I might be an educator, I might teach children, but you teach other things too. And keep that in mind. Now, I tried to teach her to sew, y'all. It was a struggle. Because at the time, she was kind of interested, but really wasn't interested. Okay? You know how they over here. But now that she's in college, she sees that the sewing, I guess, comes in handy. And she literally called me to thank me for that, for teaching her that. So when I tell you that, when I say it influences generation, and you don't know when it's going to hit now that was years ago when she was small, when I was trying to teach her. She got a machine, y'all. She got a serger. She ain't did nothing with it. But I mean, when she was with me, she would do a little thing with it. But she still was appreciative because now she sees that maybe what she learned back there she can utilize now. It's really strange how things go because you never know. So when I tell you that the lessons that you learn from a great teacher often carries forward as students grow, learn, and influence others. So I just wanted to give you a little example of that because it just happened to me this week, and that was not me teaching educational. That was me teaching someone how to sew. Okay, just like I teach people how to uh, decorate cakes. You know, I teach. That's what I do. That's why I'm on here. I teach people to do things, and I can do those things too. I can decorate cakes. I am a certified cake instructor, but I teach those things. And that's why when I tell you an educator influences generation, and it just doesn't always have to be in the school situation. It can be in other situations as well as we move on. So I want to do some reflection questions. You all know how I am with that reflect. I always think that you should do some type of reflection in your life. And so I try to reflect every day in things that I do, uh, but also in my presentations. And so this is on the impact of the lasting impact of an educator. So let's look at some reflection questions. And, I'm going to kind of try to say what's happening with me with these questions as well. But it just gives you something to think about. Which educator made a lasting impact on your life? And I kind of briefly went over that. I told you I can still remember uh, my teachers and their names that influenced me. Now, in grammar school, it was Miss Scott. She was like a fourth or fifth grade teacher, fourth grade teacher. I really liked her, and I believe that she really liked me as well. And she really influenced me. It was like she was a protective, because it had to be fourth grade, because I think that's when I transferred up here, and I didn't know anyone and everything. You moved to a new school, new environment, all that things, and so she took me up under her wing. And that was in grammar school. In high school, it was Mrs. Likey. And Mrs. Likey was not even my teacher. I had two in high school that I really, really cared for. Mrs. Likey taught Chinese, you all. I went to a multicultural school, all different types of racial, different cultures and stuff. But she had a soul on her that I remember to this day. I was close to her. In fact, I have a charm that she gave me in Chinese that I cherish. I still have that. But she was not my teacher. She was just a teacher at the school that was good, and she influenced me. And then the other one was Mr. Schultz. I like me some Mr. Schultz. He was a very stern, strict teacher, ethical. Had rules. You are expected to follow those rules. But I learned a great deal from him. And believe it or not, he was a Jewish teacher, and he taught black history. And at the time that I went to school, there was no black history, and they were just beginning to start teaching it. And he taught that. But you had to be in his class, sitting down when the bell rang. You all know how that is. It might be still like that now, I don't know. But those were my people who influenced me greatly. That really had an impact. And the last one I'm going to say is my mom. uh, my mother is an educator, and she believed in the philosophy of education. She always told me that education was something that no one could take away from you, So she pushed me. The second reflection question, y'all. What moment from your teaching journey has meant the most to you? Now, that's a hard question for me. But I have done so much. But I'm going to say this. I am a statewide accreditation mentor. And I think that has been, and I have been doing that since 2004, you all. And I think that has meant the most to me. What I do in that is I help daycares get their national accreditation from the National Association for the Education of Young Children. I mentor them. And I have been an assessor where I go out and observe classes and things like that. But just to see a site develop and they grow and see the teachers grow and all of those things, they come together, I think is a wonderful experience. Okay, because that's what it is. You're teaching them to work as a team, to work together. And I still do that. Even though I'm retired, I still help daycares. So that meant a lot to me. And then the last question is, how can you continue creating a positive legacy through your work? And so I think the way that I can continue that is through helping those daycares. Also, I've been fortunate to be able to collaborate with other educators in different areas of education. Some of them are in early childhood or early care uh, education, but some are in other forms of education. And I think if I just stay open-minded and stay with research and try to stay up on what's going on, I'll be okay. So those are the 3 reflection questions. You have to take those reflection questions and apply them to yourself. Because remember what I told you, you are an educator too. Now, what I did was I applied them to my teaching profession. But you can apply them to something else. Because some educator might be a pastor. They are educators as well. They teach the Bible. So, like I told you, there are many educators out here, and you can have many, many moments. So you must take these reflection questions, and you must apply them to yourself. but it just gives you something to think about. And so now what we're going to do is we are going to take another commercial, y'all. This might be the last one, I don't know. But we're going to take another commercial, and then we are going to come back. I got something special I want to do. So we'll just wait and see. Okay. All right, we are back. I'm Anna. I am your host of the Anna L. Brothers Show and Podcast. I also am the proud owner of the Jazzy Jewels Collection, where we put a little jazz in your step with our Jazzy Jewels. And I do go live with that on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. So if you're interested in that, you can look me up on Facebook. That's my Facebook. There, I go on my profile. It's public, and so you can look that up. I'm consistent with going with that. But I also have my podcast show, and I'm always asking to see if anyone is interested in maybe being a sponsor or advertising, or maybe doing a commercial, or you might even want to be a guest. So if you're interested in that, you can reach out to me at info at annaslifestylellc.com or ctrmedia.com/sweet blessings. So again, that email is info at annaslifestylellc.com if you're interested in any type of advertising sponsor. I have packages, and I'm willing to work something out with you. And I also would like at this time to tell you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is it. I'm going to show it to you there. I'm always trying to increase my visibility. So I ask that you, and I'm really going to ask that you subscribe, follow, like, or share on all of my platforms if you're on there to give me support. Okay. So, did we take the commercial? I don't remember. But I'm going to come out here. I don't remember if I took the commercial. I think we took the commercial. I'm going to remove that. And then I want to do this. Oh, Lord, have mercy. You know, I decided to spotlight, have a spotlight in my show for an educator. And so last month, I spotlighted someone. So I'm going to do it again today. Are you ready? Are you sure you're ready? Oh, we'll see. Sweet Blessings Educator Spotlight. So today, or tonight, we're going to shine our sweet blessings educator spotlight on educators who have dedicated many years to teaching and mentoring students. Your years of service represent countless lives touched, dreams encouraged, and future shapes. Your legacy extends far beyond the classroom, and today we thank you for the lasting differences you have made. All righty. I just want to let me give them another drum roll. All righty. I do want to leave you with a closing message. 3 little bullet points that I would like to leave you with this evening. I'm looking at my notes here. Okay. Want to make sure that I covered everything that I needed to cover in this presentation of the impact, the lasting impact of an educator. So I want you to remember that the work of an educator is one of the most meaningful contributions a person can make to society. While the results may not always be visible immediately, the seeds educators plant in the lives of their students continue to grow for years to come. And that is the true legacy of teaching. So, I do want to say thank you to everyone who came on this evening and gave me some encouragement. But I always want to leave you with some encouragement as well. But before I leave, there's a few things that I do want to share with you because it's important to me. And, hold on, let me get to it. It is this. Remember, I told you collaboration is the key. Well, I am collaborating with 11 other women who are in the field of education in different ways of early care education. And guess what? We're all over the United States. Isn't that wonderful? Because that's what we need. We need that collaboration. And so I do still have a few openings for the first 50 people who purchase my book. And you can purchase this book. Hold on, I'm going to put it up where you can purchase the book. And I'm going to leave it up. So in case you want to do, but you can purchase the book at this, go to this link and purchase it. But the first 50 people who purchase the book, their name, and I always say their name, or the daycare, because I have reached out to daycares, will be included in the book, and they will receive a free VIP ticket to the virtual conference that is coming up. So I wanted to tell you that before I left, the book is $25. Uh, so I don't, I want to let you know that it is $25. But remember, this is a collaboration. There are daycares. It's all different types of people. This is their journey. I talk about my journey in the book as well. So please, I'm asking for support in the purchase of finding joy in my journey. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to go back and I'm going to say thank you again for attending. And I always close with my 3 L's. So I wanted to say, most people who know me, they know the 3 L's. But in case you're new to me, and this is your first time um, celebrating with me or listening to me, I want you to know I live by these 3 L's. So the first one, guess what, is live. So you want to live your life to the fullest. You want to live your life to the fullest. Do those types of things that turn you on, okay? And make you happy. Because when you're happy, you're healthier. You don't have all that stress on you. Now, we can't alleviate stress, okay? But we can at least do some things to help us with it. The second thing is to laugh. I always tell people that laughter is so good for the soul. It makes you feel better when you laugh. So make sure that you laugh. The last thing is to love. Love is powerful, y'all. Y'all know love is powerful. Love is powerful. But I always tell my clients and my listeners it's about self-love. Because sometimes we forget about ourselves. So make sure that you take care of you. So with that being said, I'm going to say thank you for joining me tonight on Sweet Blessings. I hope something shared, inspired, encouraged, and empowered you to live with intention and walk in faith and shine your light. Remember, you are here for a purpose. You are capable and you are called to make an impact. Until next time, stay encouraged, stay empowered, and as always, sweet blessings to you.